Hi there, this is graph 617. I know you've been waiting for it. We're finally going to graph an actual linear inequality from the very start to the very end. Before we get too far, do a little bit of translating, and then we're going to get to work. So, how's the memory? So it's a set of points. So that's all that those cool brackets are about at the front and the end. Okay, this XY thing here means it's not just going to be a set of, well, I guess this was a set. We're going to have ordered pairs. So, but we know that because we're graphing it, so it really doesn't mean anything. And this part is the phrase such that. So, hey guys, we're doing a set. We're going to have some ordered pairs. And set that such that to me is kind of like, okay, pay attention. And this is what we're going to be graphing. So, or kind of the quick and dirty is that first part really doesn't mean anything. I hate to say that, but it doesn't. Okay, so I've got my handy dandy notes from the last video here, and we're going to go through these steps. It says draw the table. That's it over here. All right, so x, and we got y is equal to 8 minus 3x. Oh, I bet you guys could draw that straighter than that. Oh well. Okay, check. Key thing here is make sure that this inequality gets replaced with an equal sign. Let's not make our life more difficult than it needs to be. So I'm going to pick point 0. Y is equal to 8 minus 3 times 0. Y is equal to 8 minus 0. Y is equal to 8. So that's going to give me a point of 0 and 8. And we need another one. So 1. Y is equal to 8 minus 3 times 1. Y is equal to 8 minus 3. Y is equal to 5. And that gives me 1 and 5. And 2. Y is equal to 8 minus 3 times 2. Y is equal to 8 minus 6. Y is equal to 2. So 2 and 2. You, as always, can pick whatever numbers make you happy, but I tend to pick 0, 1, 2 if I can, just because then, okay, I'm lazy. I don't have to think hard. It works for me. Right, so then it says generate and plot 3 points. So we generated the points. Now let's see if these work. So 0 and 8, 0 over, 8 up, 1 over and 5 up, and 2 over and 2 up. And yay, they make a nice straight line. Got to check that first out. Oops, sorry. Let's move it so you guys can see. All right, so there are my lines. Line them up with my ruler. But before I draw my line, it says if, from our notes from before, if the inequality was less than or greater than, connect with a dotted line. Our original equation, which I've written all over, of course, was just a plain old greater than sign. So I need to draw a dotted line. Oh, notice all the way through. Don't be lazy. Don't just draw a teeny tiny line connecting those two. You want to go all the way across your graph. It's just easier when you go to find your checkpoints, which is, oddly enough, our next question. So checkpoints. So 0, 0. Again, use whatever point you want. I just tend to use 0, 0 as long as any point not on my line. So y is greater than 8 minus 3x. Always rewrite your original equation. Now I'm going to plug it in. So 0 is greater than 8 minus 3 times 0. 0 is greater than 8 minus 0. 0 is greater than 8. Nope. So this side, not so much. All right, let's do, I need any point on this part of the graph. And I'm going to go with 4 and 4. Again, I'm just lazy, but I know my life is easier when I use double numbers for checkpoint. So 4 is less than 8 minus 3 times 4. See, I don't have to care which is the x's, which is y, because they're exactly the same. So 4 is greater than 8 minus 12. So 4 is greater than 8 minus 12 is minus 4, and this is correct. So this is the correct side. So this side over here is my feasible region. And then I'm going to go back up to my question one last time. And what am I going to, it's the R1 part. Am I going to shade it? Am I going to put dots? Where am I going to put the dots? Well, remember, real, shaded, which means I colored in. So, handy dandy highlighter. There we go. Congratulations, we have just graphed our first linear inequality. So we started with, let's just do a quick review. We made the little table and we rewrote our inequality, right? This is the key part. We rewrote that with an equal sign instead of the inequality, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Okay, we generated our points. Then we went down here and we plotted our points. And because our inequality was just a plain greater than sign, see, I have to think there. Oops, that's what I'm putting to. Greater than sign, no equality, we did a dotted line. All right, so we knew that that line divided the graphs into two halves, one which was the half we want, and one was the other part that we don't want. So that's where checkpoints come. So I picked my first checkpoint, 0, 0. I just did, right? And it didn't work, so I put a big X on this side, labeled my point, and then I picked a point on the other side of the line, and I did a nice double point, so 4 over and 4 up, and I did the math. And we can see that one worked out, which means this was the correct side. And notice, I mean, like when it's wrong, a big X on that side, big check mark, and then I did the coloring. And the coloring, because it was a real, X is an XER, YER. X is an element of real numbers, Y is an element of real numbers. You get to shade it in. Anything else, you don't get to shade it in. You end up doing dots. And there we go. And that's how it's done.